reasons I started leading wilderness trips a decade ago under the umbrella of my own company is that I had, up until that point, worked for other wilderness programs for 13 years. And I wasn't satisfied with what was happening in the wilderness. I felt like we were missing everything. That somehow we would go out backpacking for days and weeks at a time and never actually slow down to be in conversation with the wilderness itself, with the land, with nature. We were using it as merely a backdrop for what I considered a very front country process. We were still in a rhythm and a mindset of clocking miles and bagging peaks and learning skills, and I saw that it was possible to stay in a front country mindset for the entirety of a duration of time in the wilderness. And that was confounding to me and also really frustrating to me. I wanted to make a place to take people out to have an encounter with the wilderness where we walked ourselves far enough into the backcountry and got quiet enough and got slow enough and came into our bodies enough that the language I use is that the wilderness begins to work on us. That we actually begin to let nature into our skin, to begin to rearrange us and make us more whole and more natural again. To begin to start experiencing ourselves as nature. Not like nature, not in nature, but as a natural process, in the same way the land and the elements and the seasons and the weather and the play of light around us is a natural process. I was actually shocked to find, and still am, how few spaces there are in the outdoor industry that have moved away from this sort of power over using of nature for a very ego-driven experience. And I wanted to make a place where something else was possible, where we could go into the wilderness and actually go into the wilderness, to drop out of known constructs of doing and being into something that has a possibility of happening when we really open and let ourselves be in a very intimate, somatic conversation with the land, with the water, with our own wildness. There's a profound, incredible sense of adventure and fun and play and laughter and unself-consciousness and spontaneity and expecting the unexpected on the trips that I lead. And the undercurrent of that is a very deep listening. I feel like one of the things that we are cultivating is our capacity to let go of what the mind thinks it knows and to open to an intelligence of natural form that is both living through us and in us. In Women Who Run with the Wolves, Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes names this thing of that there is, I think it's in the Sealskin Soulskin story, that there's a difference between a vacation and refuge. And actually seeking and taking refuge where we can come back into our skin, where we can come closer to the bone, when we can feel of one piece again, when we can make space to actually hear what our soul is trying to say to us. That is what happens on these trips, and it is what has happened on every trip that I have led in this way for over a decade. It is a call.